Okay, everybody, we're going to do this a little differently today. I brought Danny Briones, our Chief Marketing Officer at Crash Champions, in with us today. We're going to switch it up as he's got some content he wants to cover, and so we're going to turn it over. Danny, you got the wheel. Looking forward to this.
I'm here, man. So today we have a different podcast. We're kind of switching roles, and I'm going to be asking you questions overall, but the questions are based off the recent leadership summit that we just had here.
Right.
In August of 25. So what we did, context for the audience, is we brought in all of our leaders into San Diego. Every single GM, our operational leadership, our executive team, and our corporate support staff, about 1,200 of our leaders came under one roof. It was a 3-day event. First day, we talked about vision. Second day, we talked about people. And the last day, we talked about the future of Crash Champions. As part of that, on day 2, what we did was we took PodCrash, and we brought that tangible idea to our general managers. So our general managers, they don't necessarily all get to come to our HQ here in Chicago. They haven't seen the podcast or experienced it, so we wanted to bring it to them. And what we did is we basically set up shop, and we asked multiple GMs to come in and ask you specific questions. And what I want to do today is dig into those specific questions that the GMs asked you, and then just get your I guess, after conference perspective on your take, and we'll go from there.
I'm going to get to look and say, oh, I would have answered that way differently. Huh? That's how it's going to go. All right.
That's how it's going to go. All right. Our first person is Gretchen Duran. She's a GM from Georgetown, Texas. Let's see what she had to say.
Okay, so I was just curious, outside of the great work of Women of Crash Champions, what's the company doing to help women entering and thriving and supporting them into the collision industry?
We would love to have more women in the industry. We have kind of even goals of percentages and stuff to get to. The problem is, I would describe it as we like them, they don't like us necessarily. So I think the work that we're doing is trying to promote it and let the whole world know what a great opportunity is, male or female. But I think the great thing about the Women from Crash is the opportunity to leverage the women that are in it so they can talk about how it's not maybe the quote unquote stereotype that you might think. And it's amazing to watch. And some of what I got to do is just get out of the way because I'm part of the problem, right? It's a male dominated industry and we don't know how to make it attractive to women. So the cool thing is we've managed a little bit enough so that you all can give you the platform so that you can talk about it in a way that would make it more of an interest for women. And I think it's great because women excel in the positions that they're in, and it's cool to watch. So I think what I'm doing is, number 1, getting out of the way. Number 2, doing all I can to talk about it and let the world know what a great opportunity is. And then 3, any way I can help you guys talk about it and let your peers know. Collision repair in general, just not necessarily what people might think from the stereotype of what it was 25 years ago.
Oh, I can tell you, I've been in this business for a while, and from year to year, and just even from the conference in Nashville several years ago, the amount of women showing up that are in these positions, it's awesome to see them showing up to these conferences. I used to be one of
5 in a room of 1,000.
Yeah. And it's great to see as many women as there is now.
So listening to Gretchen's story, it's a story I hear time and time again in the industry. So her path to get into the trades started with her dad's transmission shop, and that's how she gained awareness to get in. And again, that's what I hear over and over and over, just conversations that I have with people in this industry. Do you ever think that's going to change where collision repair, let's take, for instance, in the skill trades, where that becomes a viable option for somebody choosing, let's say, college route versus skilled trades? Do you ever think that's going to be a viable option?
Well, I think we're on a mission to spread the word about the opportunity in the industry. I think historically we haven't done a great job of speaking to the great opportunities that lie within the industry, whether it's for men or women. If we do our jobs at that right, yeah, I think it will. If we bring awareness to, that it pays better than you think, there's careers paths within the industry, the work is different than you might have thought about it historically. People just aren't aware of the opportunity. So I think it's our job to make the opportunity known, just to give people the option of making that decision. Now, of course, it's self-serving because the industry is short of people.
Yeah.
So we need to do that. But my hope is that people start to think about our industry and other trades and blue collar work differently, because I think that supply and demand is kicked in. All industries are short of workers. They're getting paid better. I think the career paths of the future are different than the career paths of what they've been the last couple decades.
Got it. And why is it important for women to have a place in this industry?
They're just as good as the guys. So there's that. Then again, kind of self-serving. There's a shortage of people. Why would you ignore half the population?
Right,
So I
yeah.
think it's important they can earn just as well, and it's a great opportunity for them.
And I see the fruits of the message right now. You know, you walk into a technical college, you walk into our locations, and you definitely see more women. So that's definitely taking place. But I think it's going to require all of us to kind of champion this message and be sure it just gets to all audiences, right? To let them know about the opportunities in the industry. Okay, so moving on.
My name is Philip Morgan. I'm with the Renton 220 location.
All right.
My question for you this evening is a little bit lighter than the ones you've had today.
Oh, great. I like easy questions.
What started the podcast? And
Yeah.
then who is somebody that you would love to have on your bucket list as somebody to attend your podcast?
Look, all of this video stuff started with what I talked about at the conference today. My desire is to communicate as well as we can with the team. So it started with that. It started with, like, how do we get the message out to the team at all levels without having to filter it through people? Video is a great way to do that. Let's start making some videos internally. Then came the, Champions Connect. How do we get connected? How do we put content on there? Then came the, hey, we can use this for social media, and rather than spending a bunch of advertising dollars that don't work, let's put the message on social media. And then the podcast came from, I went on others, and then we would be able to leverage our audience to get to know who Crash Champions is. And then it became, well, now if we bring it inside and do it, host our own, we can bring in guests, get their audience. And it's all in an effort to communicate the message, attract people to the industry, attract people to the company, and use guests and their audience to grow our recognition. And it's early days, but it's working pretty good so far.
No, I like it a lot. Now to the
Great.
second question.
Yep.
Do you have anybody?
No, it's good. I don't want to not do it justice, because you could think of past sports stars that I've admired. You could go like leaders that you've admired. There's so many.
Have you been able to recognize this benefiting any other part of your journey or career or business or personal life? Can you say, like, since doing this, I've gotten better at XYZ outside of the podcast?
Yes.
And that is, and that would be what areas?
Oh, that's great. I kind of did that on purpose,
Did you?
because obviously just the yes is not the communication you were looking
No. What areas would you say?
Well, and
specifically,
so then my mind, of course, went to conversations at home, and my wife would probably say I'm not any better than I ever was, but I would beg to differ. For sure. Look, there's occasions every day. I mean, most of my job is to articulate,
yeah.
whether it be to the team, to outside investors, to carrier partners, customers, you name it. It's pretty much my primary role. And so, yeah, I definitely think it's helping me be better at all that. And that's part of the reason to do it. Like, as I talk about the company growing, I need to continue to grow in order to be able to run it well.
Yeah.
And improving their ability to articulate things, communicate things is a component of that.
Yeah. And the more you do it, I think the easier it becomes as well. I'm sure it helps with presentations, presenting. That's one area I've noticed from you is presenting overall, right? So when you get up in front of a group of people, the storytelling seems to come to you a little bit easier and a little bit more formulated instead of like just throwing shit at the wall, so to say, right? It seems to have a more succinct or more thought through storyline.
Yeah, and the stories are what make things relatable. It's what helps people remember what you're saying. So part of that is just remembering the stories in the first place. So taking note of things that happen, talking about them so that you lock them in and you can talk about the learns from it. You can think about how it relates. But stories and there's all kinds of tips like
Yeah.
that we could talk about, from always going into it with what am I trying to accomplish with this conversation, with this presentation, making sure that it's obvious what the point of the conversation is, what the point of the meeting is.
What role you're trying to play as well, right?
Yeah, that was really helpful for me, whether you're in a leader kind of mode or an education mode or a coach mode.
Inspiration, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you're viewed as, like the person with experience on the subject or a trusted advisor, or again, maybe you're being inspirational. So kind of thinking about it from what kind of mode am I going in this conversation
Got it.
with
And
this has been helpful to me.
yeah, the other thing that's been helpful or neat, I should say, to watch from the outside is the repository of timeline of Matt, of Crash Champions. Like doing the podcast, doing your personal brand, it gives us the ability to basically put things in a timeline to be able to basically state we're here. And as we continue to grow, we're able to watch this and see this and experience this right across all the channels that you have. So that's kind of neat to see.
So what you're telling the audience is if they hang in for another 20 episodes, I'll be twice as
You'll
good.
be
I'll be
better.
twice as good as I am today. There we go.
Yeah, Matt, if you aim for the
Just
stars,
hang-
you might
hang-
hit the moon.
Just
That's
hang
all
in
I'm
there
saying.
with me. Just hang in there with me, everybody. It'll get more tolerable as time goes on.
Yeah, you gotta think big, man. That's all. So, okay. So let's go to the second part of his question. So he had asked you what your ideal guest would be on the podcast or on the PodCrash. Have you had time to think of who that person might be since being asked that question?
Yeah, I still don't want to answer that question.
Why not?
Sometimes they say you don't want to meet your heroes. You might be disappointed, but in what context? Maybe, right? Because you
Dream
think
guest.
of of course, dream guest. So
Yeah.
my favorite athlete that I would love to interview. The fun ones would be like a comedian or something, right?
Which comedian would they be?
See, there you go.
I'm gonna get this out of you.
The most prettiest woman I'd love to interview or interesting
Who
woman.
do you
Of course,
think the
I'd have to
prettiest
bring my
woman
wife
is?
on, right? Like I'd answer that one.
Good answer. Yes.
There you go. So that's
So-
the problem. So the context, and also I don't know.
All right. So to help this conversation,
But what I said earlier,
Yeah.
I do know this. Unless I start thinking about it, I won't ever have them as a
so
guest.
let's get you to think about this. So to help this conversation, I went ahead and asked ChatGPT who your guest ideal person on PodCrash would be.
Okay.
You want to take a stab at or throw a name out or two? Anybody come to mind?
That ChatGPT put out there? No clue.
All right.
So they a real person? No. I'm just
They're
kidding.
real. Yeah, they're real. They're real people. Absolutely real people.
All right,
All right.
so-
So you can't think of any name comes to mind.
On purpose.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and give you number 4.
All right.
All right. We're going to work forward to number 1. Number
right.
4, according to ChatGPT.
Can I rank these like when you're done?
Sure. You can tell me if they get ranked differently. But number 4 is Howard Schultz,
Okay.
who's the founder and CEO of Starbucks. Makes sense, right?
It does.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You're an entrepreneur.
Invite him on.
He's a bit crazy.
Think
You're a lot.
Invite him on. Let's go.
All right. Number 3, I questioned it, but I think it makes sense. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, way to get him on here, Danny. By saying he's questionable.
What would you even tell him, or ask him? Do you see that as a possible guest?
How those muscles get that? No.
I can help. I can help with that one.
yeah. From wrestling to movie star. I mean, he's accomplished a ton of things. There's a lot to talk about.
All right. Number 2, which makes sense, Mike Rowe.
Uh-huh.
That one aligns perfectly, right? So Dirty Jobs.
Yeah.
Number 1. You ready for this?
Sure.
It threw me for a loop because I'd never thought of this person being your ideal guest. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah?
So you know why it says it? I'll give you the answer. It says immigrant, Mr. Olympia, movie star, governor. His
Everything I've
message-
never been.
Yeah. Well, let me get there, man. Let me get there. All right. So it says his message on discipline and reinvention lines up perfectly with your virtues: persistence, risk-taking, and raising your thermostat.
Uh-huh.
So that's your ideal guest, Arnold.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's go.
He's done some stretching right throughout his life. But what I really want to ask all these people is how do I get ChatGPT to say that I'm the ideal guest on a podcast?
All right. Would you rank them any differently? So Arnold number 1, Mike Rowe number 2, Dwayne number 3, Howard number 4. Would you?
I don't know about that, but what I will say is I wouldn't have thought of any of those 4 as the list of like ideal guests. So there you go. That's why I won't answer, because I think you'll do so much injustice to like such a
Do you want to know
variety of
who I
people
think
you
your
learn
ideal
something
guest
from.
is?
Yeah.
Mr. Beast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just name dropping now. One of these
Just
people
to
will
see my-
listen,
see my
and
reaction.
the algorithm's going to pick this up, and we're going to get this person on. But no, I mean, you talk about like one of the biggest entrepreneurs of today.
Uh-huh.
He's done a lot at a young age. You talk about risk taking, the amount of money he invests in doing every single one of his shows. And lastly, I think your kids love the Beast games. That'd be kind of cool to get
Yeah.
them here. So,
Every one of them would be cool.
but which one would be your ideal? I'm not going to get this out of you, am I?
No.
All right. So again, as we continue to do this, we're getting better and better. And at one point, we're going to have an answer for this question.
Stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you want more PodCrash in your life, which of course you do, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch you next time.